This thing is kind of legit, bro. We're talking
Right.
it's got an Intel i7, better than my roommate's computer processor. Legitimately, it's got more RAM than his PC too. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's more RAM than my last PC. What's up, everybody? I'm Nick.
And I'm Jake,
This is Internet Gaming News Show.
presented by Midwest Gaming Republic.
Jake, it's the final show of 2020. Why don't you let everybody know what's on the slate for today?
First, we got the Bud Light Council, the Finger Clickin' Good KFC Council. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Next, we're going to talk about the Cyberpunk lawsuit. And lastly, as we wrap up 2020, we're going to talk about our New Year's gaming resolutions for this year. So that's the Internet Gaming News Show this week. Nick, let's get into it, bro. Crab dab.
Grab
Crab
that.
dab.
Grab that.
Crab dab. Let's do it.
Let's go. The one thing that I really just wanted to highlight, the biggest thing with this Bud Light one, is the specs that it's packing. Like this thing is kind of legit, bro. We're talking it's got an Intel i7, better than my roommate's computer's fucking processor. Legitimately, it's got more RAM than his PC too. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's more RAM than my last PC.
Right.
And it serves as a console.
And it's packing a projector, dude.
Yeah, and a projector. I mean,
you grab your 6-pack, your Bud Light 6-pack. All you need is a wall, and you can kick your buddy's ass in Tekken because it comes preloaded on the console.
The one thing I will say, looking at this article here, is that they did skimp in the projector department. You're telling me you're only projecting at 720p, bro? Come on.
Yeah, step it up. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you're a beer manufacturer getting into consoles. You don't do it half-ass, right? Like,
I don't know. Like, I mean, if you look, I mean, they're a very simple company. If you look at the packaging, because I just looked at a Bud Light packaging, it just says like water, rice, flour, in like, I don't know, whatever their secret fourth ingredient is. So I don't know.
Right.
You'd think Bud Light with all this money though. Come on, man. You can't step it up.
I mean, I've got no complaints about what they're putting out. I mean, this isn't what they normally do, obviously. I think it's kind of cool that I mean, it's for a good cause, going for the National Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. I mean, everything that they're selling is like for like in charity auctions, and I mean, you can just set this up anywhere that there's a wall, and kick your buddy's butt. So
yeah,
I think it's kind of cool overall. Goofy. And I mean, not something that I expect to see them do in the future.
How big is this thing?
I mean, it looks like a 6-pack. It looks like it's just a 6-pack.
It looks really tiny, doesn't it? But like, can they pack that much hardware without it like overheating?
Yeah. I mean, and that's.
I mean, they're no Coors Light, bro. I don't see no Blue Rocky Mountains.
Right. I mean, yeah. I don't know anything about their cooling system. But
you haven't gotten a look on the inside.
I mean, now that like we're talking about that a little bit, I know that we are also going to talk about the KFC, the KFC Council. Can we pull that up?
Yeah, why don't we look at that? Boom.
Hold that up for me. Like this, it's just nuts that we have two companies like this that are like, oh yeah, we're going to put out a gaming console.
I mean, this kind of shook the internet, right? A little bit. It caused a rift. I'm not saying there was a full-on earthquake, but like there was some hype.
Right. And like we were talking about how is like the Bud Light Council going to like cool, right? And that's like the big drawing thing for the KFC Council is that it can keep your chicken warm while you play games. They're like it opens up and it uses like the heat is filtered into like the one location to I mean essentially keep your chicken warm. And I just want to say that I foresee this council having problems just like the Xbox 360 did, except this one's going to have the red wing of death instead of the red ring of death.
I mean, like obviously, if you're running any legitimate sort of, I mean, pretty much any game at this point, but like the amount of power that's consumed, I think it's a really interesting take in terms of like how they are implementing and dealing with the issue of the heat. Like, I don't know, like, is it only a matter of time until there's a lawsuit on somebody's hands about like KFC made me fat because I bought the KFC console and I buy a 12-piece bucket every night and nobody told me that that chicken had calories in it.
I mean, I think that there's precedent with that with the McDonald's lawsuit from a while ago.
Right, right. I think that
uh,
is it gonna be like how greasy though are your hands gonna be trying to grip that controller?
right, right. This just it doesn't seem like these things go hand in hand, but apparently, like this council packs enough punch to run Crisis and even Cyberpunk 2077. Like, bro, you're telling me that the last gen consoles can't run that stuff or can't run that, but this KFC console can? That's
I
wild.
I literally I don't think I read that. I'm gonna edit this and zoom in on my own face. This is my astonished face.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
What?
nuts. It says it means that the KFC Council can run Crisis and even Cyberpunk 2077, as well as I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-looking good dating simulator at an impressive 4K 240 FPS.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm guessing it runs the Colonel Sanders dating simulator at 240 FPS. And Nick, I think that's something we need to look into playing at some point. Um, but I mean, just crazy overall.
Yeah. That's insane. All right, Jake. We have Cyberpunk 2077, another headline here, and it is once again not for good things. It's not for the beauty. It's not for the in-depth storyline. And Keanu Reeves is not, unfortunately, associated with this. But
You tell me they're not winning all the awards this year?
yeah, they're under fire of in a very legal ramification way. There's a New York-based law firm that's filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of investors in the CD Project SA. Um, Basically for people who have purchased securities in between January of 2020 and December 17th.
Right. I mean, people were getting hyped for this game. We've been hearing about this for forever. People. I mean, CD Projekt Red said this is going to run on the last gen consoles, like the Xbox One S and PlayStation 4. And I mean, that was pretty much a lie. And so people bought their stock. Things went like the sales numbers went up for the game, but having to have all these refunds and the game being pulled from the Sony PlayStation Store, I mean, it's kind of like a false advertising, I would say.
Yeah, I think that when you outright lie to your consumers, it's one thing. I think in America, right, with capitalism.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting real technical here.
Yep.
Clearly, there's certain things as a consumer that you have to be legitimately cognizant of, right? Like you have to do your due diligence. You have to, you know, essentially use all the accessible information around you to be making good purchases. But in this situation in particular, like there's something that is to be taken relatively seriously, and anytime money is involved in anything, people are gonna like any intensity level is raised sevenfold. And you can't just be lying to people, right? Like that's messed up.
Well, right, and that's not those aren't necessarily the people who are filing this lawsuit. Like, I mean, if you bought the game and it doesn't run on your console, people are giving you get your refund. Like they're giving refunds left and right. I mean, the people who are involved in this lawsuit are people who invested in like the company, who like were expecting things to be going one way and everything was going to be great because it's going to run and it's going to be fine, and they were given something completely different and given like a bigger headache than what was initially supposed to happen. You know.
Right. So we'll see. The lawsuit as it develops. But yeah, I mean these things take a long time.
Yeah.
And especially when it's through a corporate process and there's several parties involved, but we'll see what the results are. And I think the bigger things stemming from this entire situation is like, will there be specific ripples or ramifications for future developers in terms of like how they are approaching certain situations and in making their decisions, especially, you know, if something does come majorly through this.
Yeah, yeah, you would definitely think so. And like the way the games come out now, where it's out, but you need 3, 4, 5, 6 months for it to be fully functional or to be the complete game. Uh, I mean, hopefully this helps people take a step back and think about like, can we release this game? I know you're on a time crunch. I know you've delayed and delayed and delayed, but if something like this is going to happen, make the right decision, right?
Yeah, I think that's well said.
All right, Nick. 2020 is coming to a close, and I just wanted to ask you about your. I want you to make a gaming New Year's resolution with me. Okay, so I've got mine. I'll give you a second to think about yours. So let me tell you mine quick. Something that I know about myself is that I love to start single player campaigns. And I get really into them. I love playing video games, and I will get to a point where I'm getting to the end of the game and I get sad that I'm about to finish this game that I've been enjoying greatly, you know? And I say, okay, slow down, take a step back, maybe we'll do some of the side stuff, maybe play something else for a little bit, and then I don't come back and I don't finish the game. I mean, I finish a lot of games, but I do have this tendency to really enjoy a game and then quit right before I finish it. And that's a terrible habit. And that's something that in this new year, I promise to you and to me and to Nick that I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to finish all my games, no matter how much it pains me that I'm almost done with them. Um, so that's my goal. Make me stick to it. If I start a game and you'd be like, Jake, you haven't played that in a while, stick it to me. All right. Tell me. All right, Nick. What's your resolution for this year, man?
Well, first I'm gonna lick it and stick it on you, and then I'm gonna break out the fuzzy handcuffs. But that's for something else. But going to my New Year's resolution, for my gaming resolution, now that you've given me an opportunity to sit here and think about it for a moment, for me and myself, one of the things that I enjoy the most, in terms of what keeps me coming back, is my individual performance in a team in a competitive based environment. In 2020, I played a lot of Call of Duty. I've played a lot of Rocket League, and Call of Duty has been a traditional game for me, but Rocket League's been something new. And when I am getting into these, what I'm finding is that I get into competitive spaces, right? But there's a level between like, sure, like I'm competitive, I'm good, like I can hang with them, but then there's the next level of things. There's the next tier. And for me, in 2021, 2021, what I'm looking to do in my resolution is to find a game and take my play from a competitive, strong performance level to, that's that, man. Like damn, you better watch your woman around my gaming. Right? Like you better watch your girl because I'm gonna be her new favorite streamer. You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. So basically, that's my resolution. I would like to take my performance in a game or two and take it from a competitive space to let's crank it up a level here.
Oh mama, here comes that man.
Oh mama, there comes that man. And then I want everyone to start calling me the kid.
Nick the kid.
Don't call me the kid. I'm too large of a man. 6'3". That's a big ass kid.
And you're 26 years old.
Yeah, I'm 26. Call me something else. Call me something else. As long as you call me
the young adult.
The young man.
All right. I like it. Thank you for sharing your New Year's resolution with me. And I look forward to hearing what you guys want to do. It can be New Year's resolution. It can be gaming. But I mean, like, I want to hear your gaming resolutions because who makes gaming resolutions? That's kind of weird, right? So
Yeah.
I want to hear them. I want to hear gaming resolutions.
Yeah, I think this is 2021 is a year for a new opportunity. So gaming resolution. Let's hear what you got.
I'm out there. Okay. So that's it for this week's episode of the Internet Gaming News Show and Internet Gaming News Show episodes for the year. but we'll be back next year. Nick, what do we got in store?
Nice. Well, thank you once again, guys, for the awesome couple episodes that we were able to give you in 2020. But that's all for us at the Internet Gaming News Show today. For more entertainment, information, and gaming goodness, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we would love for you guys to leave a comment on this video, but better than that, go to our Discord and let us know what you thought. All the links will be down below. And lastly, we stream daily and play a variety of games, so stop by our Twitch and our Facebook, all under Midwest Gaming Republic. And that's all for 2020 from Nick and Jake at IGNS. Good night.
See you next year, baby.